Hello everyone, it's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 1 of Skymed, which is a Canadian series that also released here in the US on Paramount Plus and follows the intense character journeys and high stakes of medical resources, rescues, heartbreaks, and tribulations of budding nurses and pilots flying air ambulances. And you have this show that you've seen plenty of shows like this, and it's hard to really shake things up. I think one of the things that really shakes this up in particular is the fact that, it's setting, and you usually see, ambulances and firefighters and cops, but how often do you see air ambulances and air med out in the mountains and in the middle of nowhere? And I feel like that's the thing that might grab your attention, and, they have so many random, it's one of those kinds of things where after a while it's like you could watch something in New York City and realize there's crimes, there are people getting hurt, having heart attacks everywhere every second. It makes a lot of sense, there's always things going on. This is this remote place and they have all the most random things happening, these crazy unheard of kinds of issues, and people are pushed to their limits and all the different kinds of things they have to do. Even from I felt like at one point in one of the episodes, they're just bringing the plane in and it knocks over a shelf and crushes a guy, and you're just like, oh my god, does anybody pay attention to what they're doing in this show? And it kind of gets outlandish in how often they have to deal with so many different things. But I get it. It's that kind of show. It's the same thing if you watch Murder, She Wrote and you're just like, how many people die in Cabot Cove, Maine? This is a dangerous place. This probably has one of the highest body counts of any place. And it's one of those kinds of things, but you have to kind of suspend your disbelief to just appreciate, you want to see them in action. I think they do a fine job of building the tension and intrigue in those moments of dealing with all these different kinds of things, all these injuries and heart attacks and all those things going on. And then you have the characters, and, everybody's sleeping with everybody. It's one of those kinds of things. Everybody has a relationship with somebody else in this group, and I'm like, things are going to get messy here. And they certainly do. And you have unrequited love. You have people coming to grips with being gay and having an openly gay relationship. You have somebody who gets caught up getting the wrong woman pregnant, but really being in love with somebody else. And this is a small place. Everybody knows each other, and you just might walk in on somebody having sex in a locker room. All those kinds of things all happening in this show, and it's kind of ridiculous, but if you're into these kinds of procedural shows and each episode you're going to have a couple of different people being in life-threatening situations and they're off into action, and then all the melodrama of all the nonsense that each of these characters is dealing with in their personal lives, it has all that stuff. If that's a lot for you and you think it's kind of ridiculous after a while, you'll think this is ridiculous after a while. But also, I don't know what about the pacing of this, but these episodes are only 42 minutes and they feel long. I watch Quantum Leap, which is a network show that when you watch it without the ads and the commercials, it's 42 minutes. This feels long, these episodes, and I don't know if it's a pacing or whatever, but I just feel I felt like I watch 2 episodes every time I watch 1 episode. So the pacing's not great, and it kind of leans into all of these things that you expect out of these shows, but if you like those kind of shows, here's another one. It's right there on Paramount Plus. But those are my thoughts on Season 1 of Skymed. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.